All right, so if the arc sign is 1/2, then that means we have a 30, 60, 90 triangle, and so that means the cosine of this angle is adjacent over hypotenuse. And since this is
This is how much
no, just root 3.
That feels like root 3 over 2.
Oh, for the final answer, I thought you meant for this missing side. Okay, gotcha. So the cosine is the adjacent side divided by the hypotenuse, which is root 3 over 2.
Okay, number
Okay.
9.
Okay?
I still don't get it.
Yeah.
You don't understand? You take the first thing, use it to draw the reference triangle, and then figure out what the second thing is.
What's the second thing?
The second thing is what's the cosine of in this triangle of this angle. So this piece right here tells you how to draw the reference triangle, and then this asks you the actual question. What's that?
What is the first one?
That means draw the triangle.
Are you going to come to a softball game when you
No.
look all that?
I think this is a bunch of dark.
Do you come to a softball game when you don't have a match?
No, I have never been to a softball game or a baseball game at this school.
You should not start.
Okay.
You're doing terrible.
Okay, don't answer it yet. It's not as bad as 19 to 9.
It's still bad.
Okay, so Gabe, Papapua, what?
Dude, I tried.
I start by drawing the triangle. So
It's root 2 over 1.
Yeah. 2, 1, 1.
A whole bunch of dark magic.
So it's the
So-
90-degree angle, basically.
opposite over adjacent. Okay,
And
right?
2 plus 1 is 3. Root 3 is
Yeah,
1.
can you, like- Because in that,
Okay.
now what? Why?
Now you
Why?
What is
Why
the
did you not do like a 45, 45?
Because
It's not
it's
one.
not the hypotenuse over
What is
the,
the 2 up front?
But if you did the 90.
it's not the
So
opposite.
hypotenuse not the opposite, it's
Right.
just the 90.
Right, right.
Next question.
Huh?
2 in front of the tape. Arcade and
Yes,
We haven't got there yet.
but we haven't got there yet. Okay, so we need to figure out the sine of this angle, which would be what?
the arcade
Root 2 over root 3.
Root 2 over root 3, the sine is opposite over hypotenuse.
Add that by 2.
I think we have to divide it by 2, don't
No.
I'm so confused.
we? Because,
I think you timed it by 2.
okay, so, sorry, not as easy. What?
Why?
What is that?
Because this 2 here, right? So just let me speak. We need to use a double angle identity.
No.
Why does it that I have to have
That's
one?
just
only number
That's what
9.
always
Why?
What?
Oh, I had
Okay,
it.
so the double angle identity for sine is 2 sine theta cosine theta. Okay, so all those steps, Mary, that I just told you still apply. We took this and used it to make this triangle. Except that now, since there's a 2 in there,
It's
uh,
at the end.
I just pushed this bad button while I was figuring it out again.
Whatever the hell is number again.
I don't know what it's not.
She tell us.
And I texted her and said we're recording.
Okay, so now, Mary, same thing as before, except for instead of just figuring out the sine of the angle because of this, we have to do this formula here, yeah. So the sine of the angle is opposite over hypotenuse,
Root 2 over
root 2 over root 3. And the cosine of the angle is adjacent over hypotenuse. So that would be 2 root 2 over 3 as advertised. Okay?
That's it.
Yay.
Why did we have to do that? Was it because there was a 2 along with it?
That's because of our 2, yeah.
I don't.
So if that 2 wasn't there, then we would have just done it the normal way.
Answer
Wow,
how
but the buddy
answer how
would be-
Hello? Hey Steve, how's it going? Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, sounds good. Okay, bye.
That's super hard.
Yeah.
Are you guys playing the golf course?
No. These are
Tell us all of
financial
your
guys.
financial information.
So I'm sure that he's calling to say, hey, guess what? One of the stocks that you own just like skyrocketed and retired.
That'd be cool if I'm.
Wait, why would he call you? What did he say though?
What?
He said from what?
He said, I was hoping to get your voicemail. Just call me back. when you get it."
See, he didn't want to break bad news to you in front of us. Like you wanted you.
Bad news?
I'm just telling you.
Bad
He didn't
news,
want
the
to
stock
do it in
market
front
just
of
tanked
us.
again. Great Depression.
Great Depression.
Okay, so now we're number 12.
Yeah.
It looks pretty simple, but I don't want to.
12 looks simple.
No, it looks simple.
Oh, like you can't do one?
It already looks.
I thought you meant like the problem looks pretty simple
No, it's just
to
already
solve.
I just plugging the one over this.
I don't know. I don't know how they would do
Can you
this.
show me what we're going to use? It's easier just to keep it like that. What one are you using? Where you can make
Okay, so this is totally different than what we're doing,
sign
and it's going to frustrate you. Just go with it. Okay,
what y?
neither one, none of them.
Y.
Uh,
You said equal to y.
we're going to say set that equal to y. So what I'm really trying to do is figure out what the tangent of y is. Okay. Then if that means this means that x equals the sine of y, right? Yes. Which means, how can I make the triangle? Oops, sorry. Nope, I'm good. Never mind.
Sine is opposite.
Opposite over hypotenuse. So sine of y equals x, so this is going to be x over 1. Okay? Which means that missing leg right there is
Square.
square root of
1 minus
good 1 minus x squared. Okay? And now that we have that triangle drawn, we can figure out what the tangent of y is. Because tangent is opposite over adjacent, which would be x over 1 minus x squared.
all that is just rewriting.
Yeah, that doesn't really seem more simple,
What's
does
the
it?
point of
Action from the other way.
Yeah, kind of.
It's easier just to look at the thing and be like, oh,
That's the one we use right there.
I was kind of weird.
Yeah, this is not more simple.
Okay, how about number 15?
I said it's reflected over y equals x.
Nice. Okay, that's what we're looking for. The
I just
graph.
even graph it, I just.
Right, you should just know. Sine of x and inverse sine they're reflected over y equals x. Okay?
18.
Okay?
You said that we were gonna have 18.
Okay, so let's skip 18. So let's, and 21. Okay, yeah, we're going to skip through. So 24. Now we're finally into the real stuff. The actual calculus.
Wait, there's a natural log in here?
Why not?
Just 1 over that stuff times with stuff on the inside.
Oh, they're adding all of it. I just
Oh
wanted
my
to inform you.
God. That's all it was.
Oh, plus there's some product rules on it.
Thank you for listening, that's what it's like, you're making Making me a little mad.
What just happened?
I still understand it.
People don't understand the inverse stuff?
No, I don't understand.
Okay. Who up? Who up? Focus on this. Okay. This is the calculus part. The other inverse stuff is stuff that. All right. No, there's only 2 x's, so it's only product rule. Okay, ready? Ready? Okay, here we go. Product rule, right? So first one times the derivative of the second one, which Evan says is easy.
Yeah.
It's just 1 over arc tan of x times the derivative of arctan of x, which is, I don't know.
Oh, I know it.
Would it be?
It can't be.
Well, I don't know how to do
Oh,
that.
we said
One
one
plus x squared.
over 1 plus. We have.
Why do you
Plus
Chain rule.
2.
No, but.
Hold on, chain rule.
Yeah, let's do it as roll.
Okay, so on our note card, it's
One
1
over
plus
roll.
x squared with that x because it was tangent like 2 x squared.
Right. Okay, so that's the first one times the derivative of the second one, plus
Plus
the
2.
second one times the derivative of the first. Done?
Which is x.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
simplify.
No?
Leanne's really not
Leanne's
here,
not here,
so.
yeah, she's really not.
Oh, she was recording.
She won't watch
And
it.
Raina is a terrible
She's
friend.
not going to watch us.
You really?
She won't watch.
I mean, she's.
Okay, how far do we go?
48.
That's the answer though?
Yep.
No.
I don't like simplifying. It makes me angry.
I'm pretty proud of that, so I'm not so like,
I've never gotten.
I don't know if she just
explained
lied
to
to
me
me.
about how good they are, or
All right.
I always
Okay.
get 9s.
I feel like my second one.
Really good.
Are we having a little English timeout?
Oh, we're
here?
talking about.
I got
Yes.
8.5.
Someone, there is another rack. Just, we were talking about.
Okay, so what do I have to do here?
Wait, I'm not right. I'm not like
In all that time you couldn't write it down?
no, it's too.
Product.
Product rule. So first one times the derivative of the second.
-1.
That's fine. Why is that negative? Did you just say? Because that's
Sine is
cosine.
positive, cosine is negative.
Let me look at that. It's negative. I just think I'm trying to.
It's still out there, but. Sometimes it helps if you look at the note card for yourself.
Okay, first one times the derivative of the second one plus the second one
1/2. 1 minus x squared is the negative 1/2.
times the derivative of the first.
Wait, why do what?
Times 2.
So you did the chain rule on that one,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And 2 cancel.
The 2 and the 1/2 cancel.
Now,
Okay.
and it's simplified.
Here's the, no, it's not. This and this cancel also. So that's too big of a one to pass up. So final answer, I'm gonna go negative x times 1 minus x squared to the negative 1/2 arc cosine of x minus
Where's the
1.
negative x?
Because it was negative 2x when I did the chain rule and the 1/2 was 2. It was negative 2x, but the 1/2 canceled.
I don't like how arc cosine has 2.
2 C's.
I was noticing that actually when I wrote it, yeah.
I didn't like that.
Why don't they just, it means something else in the order.
It means something other than inverse cosine?
It means the positive.
It's like, yeah, it's something weird like that.
Is it?
I think it was like starting with the.
Right. That's different than inverse cosine. I'm not gonna fight you on that one, I think you're probably right. Okay, 30.
The,
Ooh, fun.
I feel like it's just like 1
No.
Yeah, the chain rule is the part that's gonna kill you.
So that's not. And then don't simplify it.
yeah, no, of course not.
Of course not.
What do you think about that?
Because we wanted that over 1.
Why don't we do it?
I sort of looked at it as I was getting I do.
It's okay. It's okay.
Right, okay, so the derivative of arctan is 1 over 1 plus x squared. So as Gabby and Jefferson were talking about, the squared and the square root will cancel. So if it weren't for the chain rule, life would be What number is this one? Okay, so now I have to multiply this by the derivative of this stuff right here. Okay? Of the square root of 1 minus 1 plus x. Right, so the first thing I have to do is I have to do the,
Where's the 1/2 coming from?
from the square root. So the first thing I have to do is I have to do the exponent with the square root. And I have to multiply all that by the quotient rule.
Horrible.
So low, whoops, that's going to be low
It sounds like something ridiculous on the bottom.
b high minus, whoops, minus high b low, which would just be 1. Yeah, over the square of what? Yeah, let's simplify it. You guys can just sit and visit, talk about English and stuff like that. I'm going to get a common denominator here. So this is going to be 1 plus x plus 1 minus x all over 1 plus x. Okay? Then if I do to the negative 1/2, it's going to flip this over and make it to the positive 1/2. So this is going to be 1 plus x over 1 minus x to the 1/2. And then if I take a negative 1 through here, this negative 1 is going to make that a negative 1, which is going to make that a negative 2. This is going to be a negative x, that's going to be a positive x, and so those will cancel over 1 plus x squared. Okay? So yes, then this has some canceling that can be done. So this, the x's cancel, and the 1 plus 1 is 2, and then yes, it also gets flipped over. So it's going to be 1 plus x over 2 times like that.
Michelle Obama was mad at Obama for
Okay, then the 2, this 2 will cancel. Okay, this 1 plus x cancels with one of those 1 plus x's. Okay. This is a 1 plus x to the 1/2, and this is a 1 plus x to the full power. So they will cancel. It's going to be negative 1 over, I still have this 2 down here. This 1/2 will reduce that by a 1/2. So it will be 1 minus x to the 1/2 times 1 plus x to the 1/2. And I think that's as far as we can go here. Okay? So that's a little bit of simplifying there. All right.
How does this compare to like
Well, the level of the work is the same as in college, but in college, the whole time that I'm in here with you guys, I'm lecturing. It's not like they go, okay, so here's 20 minutes at the end of class to work on your assignment, and then come in the next day and let's spend the whole period going over your questions. It's a new every day, every day, every day, every day. Go, 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 go. That's why they, finish this entire year in 1 quarter.
Is the whole like 2 hours of homework for like every class?
I wouldn't necessarily say that's true. No. Depends on the class. You have a lot of reading to do in classes, so there's that. I don't know. One time. All right, 33. What time is it? What, we have to go till 20?
And then Laura said when we're done.
Who?
Laura.
In my hall.
Oh, I thought you said Laura.
But then some of ours, like some hall.
Okay,
But we got a ways to go.
we got a little ways to
Yeah,
go.
some of them
I just like that's what hall.
Okay, so what's the derivative of inverse cotangent? That's in your notes somewhere.
-1 over 1 plus x.
I know, but I feel
this case, that would be 1 plus t
I really hope it's
squared.
sooner than that.
We don't figure out what
And then times the derivative of t, which is nothing. Okay? Plus, the derivative of this cotangent is going to be the same thing, so I guess it's actually going to be minus. 1 over 1 plus t to the negative 2. Because if x is t to the negative 1, that squared is t to the negative 2, right? Okay? Times negative t to the negative 2, because you have to change it. That's that.
What?
Well, okay, from UW, they're offering you like almost, it's like the
Right, but I don't think I think with your stepdad, so it's the same thing.
Yeah, because it doesn't give me any money.
Exactly.
It should count for like half, if anything. It's like half a parent.
Proper name will take from you.
Not, it doesn't.
We're not doing that. I mean, don't worry. No. It's calculus. Okay, derivative of arc sine of e to the x. Is it negative 1? Is it negative? The sign was positive 1, right?
It's 1 over square root of 1.
So e to the x squared is e to the 2x. Does that pencil bounce right back in your hand or something? Almost.
It kind of did, yeah.
And then Patricia handed it to
Oh,
me, because
thank
she didn't
you.
want to hand it to him apparently.
Times the derivative of the e to the x, right?
No, what is that? How do you do that?
Wait,
Would it just be 2?
Is it just
That's
EX
2e to the
or?
No,
What about 2?
No?
What two?
2x.
There's
Oh, I'm
no.
getting the derivative to the bottom,
Oh,
sorry.
We're not taking the derivative of the derivative. We're taking
Oh,
the
okay,
derivative
that's
of the
not.
Yeah, I just got that.
we have,
I don't know, did we ever
we talked about that earlier.
start? All right, 39.
I think definitely.
That was it. Shouldn't even have needed help on that one.
I used it. Grades are harder.
This problem is saying Jefferson, find the derivative, plug in 2. Okay, so
Plug into that final derivative.
that'd be 0.
Yeah,
That's
but
easy.
Nathan last year was something
So I gotta go product rule here, right?
Look, because like you have your hours and you can put it back and you can cut it off. That is.
So first one times the derivative of the second one, but then I also have to multiply that by the derivative of the x over 4, the old chain rule.
Why'd you do that? Why'd you do that?
Is that 16 or 10? Sorry.
That's a 16.
No, why did you?
Because it's, the formula is the square root of 1 minus x squared, and our x in this case is x over 4, and x over 4 squared is x squared over 16. Yeah, so that's 1d2 plus 2d1. So that's the derivative of the first step. And then we have to take the derivative of this. So 1/2 16 minus x squared to the negative 1/2 times negative 2x.
Let's simplify it.
Cancel.
And then just plug in 2. Piece of cake. That doesn't look like that's going to be pretty, does it?
What's the answer?
Let's see if the answer. The answer comes out to be pi over 6.
Where's the pie come from? Where's the pie come from?
Well, now you're asking me to use the problem.
But there's no pie in it. That's just.
You should know where the pi
The
is.
sign.
Yes.
Inverse sine. This is going to be 1/4.
Subtract that 3/4 squared cosine, put it on top.
What do you got going on, Gabe?
So in the first parenthesis is going to be 3 over
Oh, we're
the square root
supposed
of
to
4.
find.
So this is the 1 over the square root of 3/4. And you're saying, since it's 1 over, you can flip that over. So it's 2 times square root of 4 over 3 times 1/4, right? And then the square root of 4 is 2, right? So this 2 times 2 is 4. We'll cancel with that 4, so that'll be 1 over root 3 for this piece right here. And I'm going to assume that since the answer is 5 or 6, that this is going to work out to be 1 over root 3 also. This is going to be negative 16 minus 4 is 12, right? So that's going to work out to be that. Minus 1 over the square root of 12 minus 2. Square root of 12 simplifies to 2 root 3 minus 2 root 3 times 2. The 2's cancel, so I have 1 over square root of 3 there, minus 1 over square root of 3 there.
Oh my God.
So all that stuff actually cancels. I wonder if it always does or if it only cancels with the value of 2. So that means all we have to do is figure out what the inverse sine of 1/2 is. Pi over 6, because it's a 30, 60, 90 right triangle. Opposite over hypotenuse. So this angle is the square root, or is 30 degrees, which is pi over 6. So that's your answer. So that was good.
What is the...
Pi over 6. Fun stuff. The rest of your family doesn't seem as angry as you.
They made me.
Yeah.
They did?
They made me.
Yeah.
Because you were the youngest and they picked on you and stuff?
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
I feel like you're spoiled. You're the youngest.
Well, for my parents, but like I had to deal with Patrick. Yeah, when you're this for like your siblings.
It was always, Patrick was the one.
Yeah.
I have older brothers that picked on me. I'm not angry. They used to throw pennies at my feet, make me dance. We watched a baseball game, it'd be the last out, and the guy would like hit it in the air, and my brother would turn off the TV and say, well, I hope he got it.
Wait, wasn't your brother? I heard your brother too. And you
Well, he's older, so, you know, whatever. We had our freezer down in the basement, so that's where all the ice cream was. You go down, get the ice cream, make a bowl of ice cream, go put the ice cream away, ice cream done. That kind of thing. Locked me out in the winter when it was like, you know,
In Minnesota.
In Minnesota, yeah. Like this beat you.
Yeah.
Okay, never
Physical abuse.
That's my sister.
Have you ever talked to your parents about this?
Well, they knew I would have.
Or a counselor?
I'm not like
Okay.
extremely angry about it, but like.
See,
Which one is he? What's he doing now?
he's not married.
Is he the wine guy? Is he living
You
at home?
killed the banana tree.
Is he living at home? Oh, you're bigger than him now, I bet you.
Yeah, go meet him at that.
Yeah, pizza.
Okay, what's the derivative of arc tangent? 1 over 1 plus x squared. I'm just gonna leave it like that. Okay, yeah, don't tell me I'm not simplifying it. So 1 over 1 plus x squared minus x quantity squared times the derivative of
Quantity
this.
of X.
2x minus 1. Done.
I like that one.
Reasonable.
Yeah, it's reasonable. I checked.
That makes sense.
April, that seem reasonable to you? So check to see if it's reasonable by comparing the graph.
Oh, yeah.
You can't do this anymore.
Hey, no, listen, you guys all were ready to bail out like half an hour ago, but we're actually gonna do it.
It's 2 pi.
It's what?
2 pi.
Pi over 2?
5 over 2.
Pi over 2, yeah. Because as x approaches infinity, this approaches infinity, And if you think about the graph of the arctan we talked about yesterday, the inverse graph looks like this. And so as x approaches infinity, the graph of arctan approaches pi over 2. So that's going to be pi over 2. Check to make sure. No, that's wrong. No.
April Fools.
Oh, yeah, right. All right, 48. Can you see the answer book?
Or 48.
Oh, I
Can you see number 48 is this whole bottom part right there?
Right.
You see that?
Oh,
Word problem. Oh, it goes on, in other words, I have to put parentheses to explain it. It's already not.
Okay, so the answer to number 48
In other
is
words.
yes.
It is.
Yes.
I'm gonna check.
Put a big fat yes.
Yes.